This is the BrewVerie Report. Daily news, once monthly. Here are your anchors, Paige, JT, and Mike.
Welcome, everybody, to the BrewVerie Report, where we deliver your daily news monthly. I am jumping the trolley, and this is...
Falling under the trolley.
It feels like that at this point. I don't know. It's been that kind of 2 weeks.
Yep.
But alas, here we are. Here we are. How are you, sir?
Oh, I am good. Ready
Covered
for
in
the
your
news.
Lions wear after them coming back. What is it? 21 points?
Something like that, yeah. In two and a half minutes.
It's insane.
It was actually their biggest comeback in their team history.
I mean, well deserved. This is not a sports podcast.
No, it isn't. I guess it is a news one.
It is a news one.
Paige was going to be here, but she's not feeling good today, so she's on assignment.
I know so many people who, because of the weather shift, boom. I am one of them. I woke up this morning with sinus everything. I deeply regretted not being able to breathe today.
Who needs to breathe?
It seems it clears up as the day goes on, and then it gets crappier as the night happens. So,
yep.
Oh my goodness. Well, I'm excited to bring a bunch of news to you. I missed the last one, and so I've got things that hopefully don't double up from the last episode.
And if they do, I probably won't remember.
Well, what do you say we hop into politics?
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
And then we're going to Washington, D.C. to take back the White House! There you go. Why don't we just ask Osama Obama what is since he won by such a big amount.
Oh, goodness gracious. Do you remember when Howard Dean did that? He did the pia, and that literally took him out of the race. And now we have somebody with 91 plus counts and charges, and boy, oh boy, he just keeps increasing in the polls.
Ugh. Yes,
this is why I don't watch, like, Survivor. I don't trust nobody.
Yeah.
Like, you vote the wrong people off the island. So this
well, that's just as rigged as American politics too, though. So
this news story comes from Colorado, because one of my least favorite people in this world comes from Colorado as well.
Oh, really?
Yes, and her name is Lauren Boebert.
Ah, yes.
I refuse to call her by her real name or pronounce it correctly, so I'm going to call her Boebert from here on out. So Boebert joked that she peacefully parted with Date after they were removed from a theater. So Mrs. Family Values, who allows her children to hold guns in their Christmas cards,
yes,
was okay. So she and the man were kicked out of a performance in a Denver theater for disruptive behavior. They had headed to the Buell Theater, and they were going to see a production of Beetlejuice.
Yes, Beetlejuice.
That's literally how she was elected. Somebody said her name 3 times. And this was geared for, I guess, kids, is what I heard. It was kind of advertised for kids to come see the show.
Oh, geez.
So 2 unidentified patrons received, 3 different complaints and were accused of... So they were accused of vaping, singing, causing a disturbance in the theater. And that's not all. That is not all at all. But before I get to that, they refused to leave after they were asked to exit. And Boebert decided to use the traditional, "Do you know who I am?" Nobody cares.
No, they know who you are, and that's why they don't give a shit.
As much as I'm pissed that they did this in the way that I'm so happy and I hope it follows her. I really do. But hey, it's not 91 counts. So maybe the higher the counts, the more chances you have of being president, is what I'm thinking. But she told TMZ at an airport that it's always hard when there's gravity put on the voters. I'm here to provide levity and lift burdens off of people. So what she decided that she was going to do in the theater was this guy, he got real fresh. That's all I'm going to say. His hands were all over chest areas, and she was like holding his hand and like putting it in areas, and then her hand was in between his legs, and then this is all identifiable. Like if you're sitting next to them, you can't miss. You're watching the video?
No, I'm not. I'm trying to look something up that I thought I heard about it.
Oh, hold on. I'll send it to you.
Well, it wasn't even that. It was shoot, where was it? I thought I read something else that could add to this.
Oh Lord. She's got her cell out. She's taking pictures with a flash. She's making obscene dancing gestures. We're going to share this at this time, copy and put this in the chat.
Yeah, there we go. He's a Democratic voter.
Yes, he owns like a bar or something, I think. All right, go ahead and click on that link, Mike, and it'll take you right to the 1 point in question.
Yeah, he's Quinn Gallagher.
And you get to see she has she flicked him off.
The vaping and the other lewd behavior, let's call it groping. Just another example of Republican hypocrisy to you?
I'm just glad that I'm not the one being asked to describe what groping means.
Hardship aside.
Look, it's kind of rare, isn't it, to hear Lauren Boebert be sort of even vaguely apologetic about anything. She just doesn't do it very much. But I guess when you've just won your election by about whatever it was, 5 votes, you need to make sure that you hang on to all of the votes you possibly can, which I suppose.
Did you see it?
Yeah, but also I'm leaving that audio in.
It's horrible. She said voters have been understanding that the moment was part of her personal life. I'm sorry, but if you're doing some kind of a sex act in any way, shape, or form in public, typically what that results in is a charge and possibly being put on an offenders list. So,
but her sex acts.
Right. Yeah. So after the incident, she joked in a post on X, also known as Twitter, which is what I shall forever call it until he charges me, in which case I will move on, that she, quote, did thoroughly enjoy the amazing Beetlejuice at the Buell Theater, and I plead guilty to laughing and singing too loud, and allowing myself to be groped and putting women back 5 decades. I have no words. No. But apparently I do. So, Lauren Boebert groped, vaping, etc. in a theater. And as an actor, I would have absolutely passive-aggressively stopped the show and called her out. So, here we are. Anyways.
Hey, Gropey McGroper face. Stop it.
Beetlejuice. Bleh.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Don't say Boebert juice. I'm cutting that out.
Bobber juice. Shit. Oh, crap. She's behind me. She's got her freaking AK. Ridiculous. Go be. Never mind. Whatever I was going to say was going to be not nice, and I will not stoop to her level because I'm not that short. Cheers, my friend.
All right. A close Russian ally snubbed Putin by announcing military exercises with the U.S., the latest in a series of embarrassments for the president.
Wait, hold on. For Putin?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Armenia will host a joint military exercise with the United States later this month. The country is a longtime Russian ally, but has repeatedly expressed its frustration with it. This includes threatening to leave the Russian-led CSTO and refusing to host its military drills. So Armenia, long considered a close Russian ally, will host a joint military exercise with the United States later this month. The latest in a series of apparent snubs by the country towards Russian President Vladimir Putin. Armenia's defense minister said this exercise, named Eagle Partner 2023, is designed to help prepare its forces to join international peacekeeping missions and will take place between September 11th and September 20th. And it says a U.S. military spokesperson told Reuters that 85 U.S. soldiers and 175 Armenian soldiers would take part in this exercise.
I just like the fact that Putin's riding a bear and the bear's like, fuck you.
Yep.
At this point, sir, he just needs to. There are not many people I say this for, but he just needs to. You know what? He needs to be.
Yeah, he needs to walk away.
Yeah, walk away. Yeah. Forcibly.
Yeah. Armenia asked the CSTO, Russia's equivalent to NATO, for assistance during a recent border clashes with its neighboring Azerbaijan. The Russian-led alliance didn't send help, angering the country's prime minister, Nikol Pashinyan, I think.
Russia doesn't have any help. They can't offer help. They're literally pulling from prisons in order to put people on the front lines. They have lost. They have lost.
It even says in January, Armenia canceled military drills with Russia. And in June, Pashinyan, or whatever his name is, said that his country was not Russia's ally in the war with Ukraine, and that it felt trapped in the middle between Russia and the West.
So I wanted to call Putin Napoleon.
Oop.
He has a Napoleon complex. And I was like, that would require him to be short. And I'm not saying this is short, but what do you think Putin's height is? You give me an estimate. Maybe you know.
No, I don't actually.
Putin is an estimated 5'7".
Oh wow, he's shorter than me.
I'm just saying they make him look. He must have like some 6-inch lifts.
Yeah.
Like he's wearing like Gene Simmons shoes. Or like they just give him like a little apple box that he stands on everywhere to be taller than everyone, because he does come off a lot taller than he actually. 5'7" is like,
that's pretty short.
Math. It's like 4 or 5 inches shorter than me. So
it's math.
I honestly, I could die happy if I approached him and looked down at his balding head. He just has this. He will not give up the ship.
No,
it's all pride now, and people are dying because of it.
Yep.
Oh man, I'm sorry, Armenia, and by that I mean this will be fun.
Yeah. Russia gave Kim Jong-un a bunch of attack drones as a present, violating a UN resolution that even Russian diplomats voted for. Russia gave Korean leader Kim Jong-un a bunch of explosive drones as he marked the end of an official 6-day trip to the country. The gift of 5 one-way attack drones and a Geranium-25 reconnaissance drone, which Russian state news agency TASS reported has been heavily utilized in the Kremlin war against Ukraine, violates at least 2 UN Security Council resolutions that even Moscow voted for.
Yeah, but they've never followed their own shit, have they?
No, I know, but it's just hilarious they even voted for it themselves.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they like to eat out of one hand and shit in the same hand. That's what. Yeah, it's really what they like to do.
The resolutions are because of the banning of nuclear and ballistic missile programs in the country.
Mm-hmm.
During the visit, Kim was also given a bulletproof vest with protection zones for his chest, shoulders, throat, and groin, as well as a fur hat, Russian-made rifle, and glove from a Russian astronaut suit that had been to space, according to Reuters.
Just hit him in the ass.
So ridiculous.
Just shoot him in the butt. I know this kind of plays off of your stuff. Kim Jong-un, there's a lot of like myths that go around, circulate around him. Have you ever seen some of these?
Yeah. No, I don't think so.
His father claimed he invented the hamburger, calling it double bread with meat. The older Kim also claimed sawdust was full of nutrients. He encouraged his citizens to chow down on it.
That's because they don't have any food to eat.
Right. Kim's official biography stated he never needed to use a toilet because his body was so well calibrated he didn't urinate or defecate.
Bullshit.
Right? For decades, North Koreans believed the Japanese stole time from them. Back during their 1919 occupation, Kim Jong-un finally righted this injustice and set North Korea's clocks back by half an hour on August 15th, 2015. And
Jesus.
And finally, the only people with access to the internet in North Korea are government officials, and the state tells its citizens it's a notion invented by the West. It's not true.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. You know what? If Elon truly wants to be helpful, which he doesn't, that's very obvious.
No.
He should send a satellite right over North Korea and just give the free internets to everybody and allow them to discover. Not that they...
Well, but they'd first need devices that they could find the internet on.
That is very... I don't really know what they've got in North Korea, to be honest with you. I'm not well
unless
versed.
they're like part of the... what do they call it again? Like their hacker collectives they've got there.
Oh, do they have hacker collectives? Are you talking about like
yeah,
Anonymous?
No, like government run ones where they train them all to hack the West and stuff.
Oh, well, that's not as fun.
No.
Checks out, though. I guess this is political in a way. However, because the military does get political. I don't know if you heard this story, but military investigators are facing a slew of questions about why an F-35... This happened yesterday. Why an F-35 stealth fighter jet went missing for more than 24 hours before it crashed in rural South Carolina.
Oh, shit.
A pilot ejected from this plane during a failed landing in Texas, and apparently they're going to take months piecing together a timeline of events that began Sunday afternoon to determine why he ejected. But after he ejected, the jet said, "Fuck you," and continued flying undetected while locked in autopilot mode.
That's awesome.
Dude, Joint Base Charleston in South Carolina asked for the public's help to find the jet, and the internet lit up with memes like, "Dude, where's my F-35?" And they were astonished that an aircraft with stealth mode capabilities could in fact vanish so stealthily.
God.
A representative, Nancy Mace, who's a Republican from South Carolina, said, "How in the hell do you lose an F-35? How is there not a tracking device? And we're asking the public to what? Find the jet and turn it in?"
Dude, where'd my $100 million plane go?
Right? It's an F-35B Lightning II jet, which is manufactured by Lockheed Martin, which, wonderful. And it's operated by the Marine Corps since 2015. It took off, was one of two planes involved in a routine training flight, which we hear all the time. Just before 2 p.m., one of the pilots ejected, parachuting into a backyard residence in Charleston. Two defense officials said the pilot wasn't identified, was taken to a hospital in stable condition. I hope so. After 5 p.m., Joint Base Charleston posted on social media that a pilot ejected safely following an afternoon mishap of an F-35. And they said, if you have any information on the whereabouts of the F-35, please call our Base Defense Operations Center. And they launched a huge hunt for the jet. But it wasn't until... So he ejected at 2 p.m. This jet was not found until 6:30 p.m. on Monday.
That's crazy.
It crashed, thank God, on a rural stretch. 2-hour drive northeast of the base. They don't really know why he parachuted from the plane. You know what I really think? I think it was scheduled for him to parachute from the plane to see if the plane could go without him. That's what I think.
Maybe.
Anyway, so they said something happened catastrophically, but apparently it wasn't that catastrophic because that sucker continued flying.
Well, maybe he lost control of the plane, but it could still fly itself. Lost stick control, maybe?
Maybe. I mean, they do say if he did that. So like the F-35B is different because it does have it has an auto eject function, which is Why? Why do we have this? Why?
I would love to find out that he just got ejected by the plane.
Right? I'm curious to know if it ejected him involuntarily, is what this guy said. If you had to guess how much the aircraft cost, just one plane.
I think it was 100 million, wasn't it?
$140 million.
There you go.
Anyways, I mean, I'm glad the pilot's okay. I'm sure there was a fair reason why, but if it was the plane, obviously it was developed by Musk. And speaking of Musk, we should totally move into Elon Musk news.
But I can't wait till 2026 when Canada can start having planes fly on their own because we're getting F-35s.
Oh, you guys
And
are?
also, yeah, we put in an order.
For what?
Um,
Russia. So
for shits and giggles. Because our planes are getting older.
How do you know what planes you guys have?
One sec. Canada's current fighter jets are
Oh Jesus.
where is it? F-16s.
F-16.
I think no. Yeah. No, never mind. No, that's not right. Where is it?
Canada's
Here?
military doesn't operate the F-16. What planes did the Canadian Air Force use? The CP-140 Aurora, the CU-170 Huron. Well, patrol. That's patrol. So yeah, the Aurora. The McDonnell Douglas CF-18 Hornet was first flight in 1982. It was produced from 1982 to 1988, and they only built 138. Is that what you guys are? Oh Lord,
I don't know.
that's all right. I mean, it is what it is.
Oh no, we have
replace.
some CF-18 Hornets.
That's it.
CF-18 Hornets.
No, they were
That's gotta be
CF-18 replacements with the Lockheed Martin F-35 Lightning II.
Yeah.
Those look a little better. The Lightning II was 2006.
No, but those are the ones that won't arrive until 2026. So yeah, it was the F-18s.
Jeez. Oh my gosh. Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
On 2015, Canadian Liberal Party leader Justin Trudeau promised to cancel the country's F-35 procurement if he were elected.
Yeah, but then after going back and forth, he just procured them recently.
Okay. He wanted to
88 will be delivered by 2032.
88 of them.
And first 4 will arrive by 2026.
Your military machine. It's coming.
Unfortunately.
Some people think I'm an alien.
I mean, would you rather have like a gasoline-powered cell phone or a battery-powered cell phone? I mean, it's like no-brainer, you know?
I don't really have a business plan. Yeah, I haven't had a business. I had a business plan way back in the 2 days.
No shit.
Much less than we spend on healthcare, but maybe more than we spend on lipstick. You know, something like that. And I like lipstick, so I got anything against it.
Oh no, the car exploded.
Like if you had like crack cocaine on Mars, like in pre-packaged, pallets, it still wouldn't make sense to transport it back here.
Elon Musk once reportedly hung up on a Tesla worker inside a burning factory and said, "Don't bother me."
It checks out. It checks the fuck out.
Yep. The historian Niall Ferguson was writing for the outlet about the Daily Mail about his experiences meeting with Musk, comparing him to a modern day Napoleon. He included an anecdote where Musk and Ferguson met up for a drink in Menlo Park back in 2017. Ferguson's 18-year-old son was about to travel to Africa and sought advice from the South African-born billionaire. But the historian said Musk was preoccupied, especially when a video call came through from one of his Tesla factories, which seemed to be on fire. Is it important? Musk asked the worker, according to Ferguson. And when the man in the apparently burning factory was unsure in his response, Musk snapped back, "Don't bother me," and hung up.
What? I'd like to set him on fire.
In a Twitter post responding to Ferguson's article, Musk did not deny the incident, although he did accuse Ferguson of embellishing the extent of his relationship with the billionaire, saying they had only met up 6 times over the past 10 years. Okay. The article's headline described Ferguson as a friend and confidant to Musk.
What does it matter what the relationship is? Like,
because he's a dumb, yeah.
Yes, he's that and so much less. Like, he said, if I acknowledge it, that means that our batteries blow up. Oh, no.
Yeah. I love this, too. One SpaceX engineer described being called back to work despite having drunk some wine, but they were fearful of facing Musk's wrath if they didn't show up. I worried about getting pulled over for drunk driving, and that seemed less of a risk than ignoring Elon.
That doesn't surprise me at all. That dude, here's the thing, like, don't insult Napoleon. Don't insult Napoleon, truly. Because at least Napoleon had a plan. This guy...
Yeah, no shit. It wasn't a good one, but he had a plan.
He's so full of shit.
Yes.
He is... I'm convinced at this point, he will blame it on everybody else and every other situation because he's a narcissist, but he's driving Twitter into the ground and then claiming bankruptcy for the company. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. He's a nut.
Oh yeah.
There's no explaining this dude at all.
No, there isn't.
I just burp. So, May 25th, 2023, Clifton Williams, 64, faces assault charges. It's the rarest of crimes, a shooting. No, it's not. But this one is. And the reasoning behind it is. So, police in Louisville, Kentucky say a 64-year-old man shot his roommate in the derriere for eating the last Hot Pocket.
Oh, slugger, come on. Louisville.
Clifton Williams allegedly got... I did not come up with this sentence. Clifton Williams... Let's talk to John Johnson of the Newser staff. Clifton Williams allegedly got torqued and started... My fingers got torqued. You don't... Okay. And started, quote, throwing tiles at his male roommate when he discovered all the Hot Pockets were gone. The roommate says he fought back, was trying to leave, when Williams retrieved a gun from the house and shot him in the buttocks. Williams pled not guilty to charges of second-degree assault. Here's what I'm wondering. I'm wondering how he plans to avoid the fact that there was a bullet lodged in his friend's ass.
Yeah, no shit, right?
I'm assuming he's going with the Hot Pocket.
Yeah. There are safer and better ways to get an enema.
Very true. Or a prostate exam.
Yes.
So, like, is he going with the Hot Pocket defense? Like, obviously the judge and or jury are going to understand where he was coming from. And, like, obviously, like, I've never heard of somebody getting so pissed off about somebody eating something that was like ice on the outside and lava on the inside.
No, exactly.
Anyways, he's wearing...
I mean, usually after eating that kind of stuff, you're shooting something else.
So
Ding!
in his mugshot, he's got this smile, which I don't understand because he's facing 5 to 10 years. I don't get it. This was in May.
Do they sell Hot Pockets in the commissary?
Actually, they probably do. Clifton Williams. Let's see if we got anything lately for Clifton. His roommate did survive, in case you're wondering. Nope.
Well, that's good.
He was scheduled to be back in court for May 30th for a prelim hearing, but I can't find anything on the prelim hearing. I guess, the news is very much like, well, we figured out it's funny. It was a hot pocket. We don't need to know anything more than that. So I agree.
Yeah.
In this case. So yeah, don't steal the last hot pocket. Life lessons from Jack Handy.
Well, they wouldn't have to worry if I was the roommate because I don't eat hot pockets. So
Yeah. Bagel bites, however. Pizza
They
in the
can be
morning,
good,
pizza in the
yes.
evening, pizza at supper time.
yeah, 100%. All right. Well, here's a fun little story out of Florida.
Oh boy.
Neo-Nazis parade swastika flags in Florida, chanting, "We are everywhere." And I
Well?
don't care. That should be a crime.
Yes. Yes, it should.
Neo-Nazis were marching in Florida on Labor Day weekend, chanting, "We are everywhere," the Mail Online reported. The extremist hate group Blood Tribe and the Goyim Defense League paraded in the Orlando area on Saturday. Blood Tribe was founded by Christopher Polhouse, a former U.S. Marine linked to the January 6th insurrection. Surprise, surprise.
Mm-hmm.
The group regards Hitler as a deity, says the Anti-Defamation League. The group, which does not allow female members, has been increasingly active since it was founded in 2021 and has staged anti-LGBTQ demonstrations. So it's a bunch of incel douche canoe racists. And then the Goyim Defense League is an anti-Semitic hate group that has been known to harass Jewish people. The two white supremacist groups joined forces to organize the March of the Red Shirts rally during Labor Day weekend, according to videos of the rally posted on social media. The groups were able to muster a few dozen supporters for the event.
I want to say that the Southern Poverty Law Center has like a count in a U.S. map, right, per state, and how many neo-Nazi hate groups are in each state. And the three states that have the most are Kansas, weird, Texas, not surprising, and Florida.
Yep, but if you go per capita, Washington was very high on that list. Washington State.
I do believe.
And so is Oregon.
Yeah.
But just
that
populations are smaller.
pisses me off. Oh, look, they are. I'm looking, for those of you playing the home game, I'm looking at this photo that Mike just sent me, and they are just so confident in their beliefs that they have to cover their faces.
Yep. So yeah, the marchers wore uniforms of matching red shirts, black masks, and black pants. They paraded swastika flags, performed Nazi salutes, and proclaimed Heil Hitler. They gathered at Crane Roost Park. Oh, on the same day, a separate far-right group called the Order of the Black Sun protested outside Disney World. And they targeted high visibility locations to attract maximum attention.
Well, and apparently 2017, after the whole Charlottesville situation here in my state, a poll indicated that 22 million Americans support neo-Nazis.
That is far too many.
It is 22 million too many.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's not do that, y'all.
I wonder if we could send them to space.
Or
in a submarine.
They can all live in a yellow submarine. We won't give them food. They can eat each other, and that'll be fun. We'll see what happens.
Why don't we build it?
We'll film it, and we'll call it Big Brother.
Oh, brother.
Oh, brother.
Oh,
where
brother.
Where
art thou water seals?
It's amazing how cliche this country's become in the phrase, those who do not understand history or who have been taught history dictated by a government that doesn't want you to understand history are doomed to repeat it. And here we are.
Yep.
So Dr. Joseph DeTore, a retired U.S. Marine naval officer, broke the record for the longest time lived underwater by residing in a 100 square foot pod at the bottom of the sea for more than 3 months. He could have done that in New York, although this was probably cheaper.
Yeah.
In addition to smashing the record, which was previously 73 days, I'm so glad he didn't just do 74. But his feat was designed to research the effects of high-pressure environments on the human body. After going through a physical when back on dry land, medics found that his vitals and telomeres, a DNA sequence that usually retreats as we age, were 20% longer than they had been before he went beneath the waves. He added that he also has 10 times more stem cells than at the start of the research, which, in conclusion, although there's a little bit more, de-aged him 10 years.
That's crazy.
So the other effects of the deep sea hibernation were that he now gets 60 to 66% deep REM sleep at night, a 72-point drop in cholesterol, and his inflammatory markers have been slashed in half. But being in that environment had effects on his mental health. But there's a lot of buts, y'all. Just like Hot Pocket dude. The pressures were likely eased because on day 81, his mom and brother went to visit him.
Ooh.
Yep. So he, yeah. It's amazing to me that, I mean, number one, it's phenomenal that he did it.
Yeah, for sure.
But I mean, the fact that if this, there's a lot of assumptions here that the science is accurate, but
yes,
I would love to see this extended to a couple other people, particularly people who are like, I don't know, 60 plus, and see what happens. I mean, you could even put 3 or 4, people together so that you don't have that mental anguish and you have
for sure.
I would even suggest taking a dog. But
yeah,
that being said, it is fascinating to me that with the conclusion after all the after the physical is that he de-aged 10 years. So it's really cool. It's nuts. I mean, it's insane.
Like, it's only, the only problem is it's only one person. Now they have to be able to repeat that with a test group, right?
Right, and that's what I'm really hoping for. Like, I'm really hoping that maybe this 100 square foot turns into a 500 square foot, and they pop people in there. I mean, even if it's 2 or 3. I mean, if your average age is between 50 and 65, I'd be interested to see if this works for other people, because he was in the military, and so I'm wondering if that lent, like, the physicality of I'm just wondering if that lent itself to allowing for that, like, that change to happen. So I'd be interested if you got somebody who was, maybe 50 to 60% sedentary, if the same thing happened. So pick me. That's what I'm saying. Pick me.
Pick JT.
Maybe I could actually get a couple scripts done. Dude, my ADHD would go insane. Have you ever seen the movie Rocket Man?
No.
Oh man. It's stupid, just like I like it. But for 24 hours he gets put in the isolation chamber because he's gonna be an astronaut, and he was not supposed to be an astronaut. He just happened to fit it was a series of events.
Yeah.
Anyways, so he's in with another astronaut who's in like the chamber next to him. And this guy is like, all right, I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna make it through it. It's gonna be okay. And Randall, his name, is in this chamber of silence. And he's singing John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt, and like at the end, like he's got the other astronaut just like like just like he can't take it. And
Yeah.
the supervisors, the bosses, they come, they open the door, and all of a sudden you just see two sock puppets show up, and Randall's like, Could we have another second? Yes, close the door. It's bloody cold out there. It's really funny. Anyways, that's how I would be.
Makes sense. Yep.
So we'll film it, is what I'm saying.
Perfect.
Yes.
Put it on Patreon.
But, right? Patreon live feed.
Well, here's one for you. Swarm of 30 plus earthquakes recorded off BC coast in 3 days.
Jesus.
British Columbia is known for its seismic activity, but it's not often the province is quite as active as it has been in recent days. According to the National Resource Canada, there have been more than 30 events since Thursday, September 14th, but none have been felt and there was no damage reported. So, quote, we are currently monitoring a swarm of earthquakes far off the coast of northern Vancouver Island. Multiple earthquakes were recorded off the coast of BC Sunday morning, with the strongest registering higher than a 5 magnitude. NRC said the latest quakes were registered as 4.2, 5.5, and 4.0 magnitudes.
Jeez.
And they occurred at depths of 5, 8, and 5 kilometers deep under the ocean. And
when was this?
Started September 14th.
I wonder if East Asia is going to see any.
No damage was anticipated, but the 2 Port Hardy tremors did trigger tsunami alerts. However, none are expected. The USGS, or United States Geological Survey, gave slightly higher magnitudes for the first 2 Port Hardy earthquakes on Sunday, assigning a 4.5 and a 5.6 respectively. The third most recent Port Hardy tremor hasn't been posted on the USGS website.
So you all don't feel any of that.
No. It's funny. It says here that the USGS did post another earthquake that the NRC didn't post. So there's definitely a bunch going on.
Everything's bigger in the US.
Yes. So Vancouver Island is located close to the active boundary of 3 tectonic plates, the Pacific, the Juan de Fuca, and the North American plate. The ongoing interaction among these tectonic plates has the potential to generate large earthquakes, according to Rachel Modestino, a meteorologist at the Weather Network. So yeah, just kind of interesting. Big swarm of earthquakes all of a sudden, and it had been pretty quiet lately.
That's interesting. It's almost like
let's
Earth
not get a 9.0.
Get the fuck off.
Yeah, no shit. We just don't get hurricanes here.
Yet.
That's true. That's true.
There are things that we should have learned. And that's don't mess with viruses.
But you just said learn.
Yeah, you're right. That does require an education system. So Jean-Michel Claverie, a French scientist, raised concerns about a virus that spent over 48,000 years frozen in permafrost Siberia. Why? Because it's a zombie virus.
Oh, terrifying.
So he took tests on Earth samples from permafrost to determine whether any of the viral particles were still capable of causing infection. Awesome. And he's been studying these so-called zombie viruses to gain a deeper, as in there's more than one, to gain a deeper understanding of the potential risks they pose.
Lots.
Right. In 2014, right, the team of researchers successfully revived. Why? I'll give them a pass since it was before 2019.
That's true.
But they successfully revived a virus extracted from permafrost, making it infectious after being dormant for 30,000 years.
That just sounds like an awful idea. Like, I've played zombie games before.
Right. So to ensure safety, the chosen virus targeted only single-celled amoebas and posed no threat to animals or humans. I would like to add ... yet.
Exactly. Flus jump from birds to humans, and COVID goes from other animals to humans and back. Like, come on now.
Let's see. In his latest research published in the journal Viruses, there's a journal called Viruses in February. Apparently, it's not that good. We didn't hear about. Okay, Mr. Claverie and his team isolated several strains of ancient virus from multiple samples of permafrost taken from 7 different places across Siberia. On top of the 2 he had revived previously, those latest strains represented 5 new families of viruses, and the oldest strain was almost 48,500 years old based on radiocarbon dating of the soil. And the youngest samples were 27,000 years old and were found from the stomach contents and coat of a woolly mammoth's remains.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm not going to go any further into this. The sources will be in the notes, but stop. Just listen, I understand. We want to like scientists want to understand things. And if we don't, then there's a chance that we won't be ready. But if you discover it, don't reanimate it.
Please, yeah.
Don't, please. Just don't. Like the opposite of Nike, just don't.
Yeah. Hasn't everyone seen the movie Evolution?
Literally Evolution, or like literally every government initiated zombie movie.
Yeah. Oh, I just thought that Evolution movie's hilarious.
Oh, it is. You're right. There's no doubt.
I know it's not viruses, but it's, still don't mess with things you don't know.
Oh yeah. I mean, this yeah. It's just it's unique. But I don't like it. So
agreed.
I'm in charge. Stop it. Stop it, French scientists.
Yes, sir.
Cut it out.
Bonjour. That's about all I know.
Boom. Okay.
Yeah. Bomb fuck you.
Bomb fuck you.
If the movie Canadian Bacon wasn't close enough to causing a Cold War between Canada and the US, maybe this will.
Oh no!
The sports world reacts to Team USA's loss to Canada in bronze game at the FIBA World Cup.
And to that I say congratulations, sir.
Yes. Team USA's, and that's basketball, by the way. Team USA's FIBA World Cup run came to a heartbreaking end Sunday when the Americans lost to Canada in dramatic fashion. Of course, it didn't stop the internet from rubbing it in. Team USA lost the bronze medal game 127 to 118 in overtime and will come back stateside empty-handed. Anthony Edwards led the Americans with 24 points, but was outshined by Canada's Dylan Brooks, who scored 39 points on 7 of 8 shooting from three-point range to lead all scorers.
Wow.
Yes, the same Dylan Brooks who was mercilessly ridiculed for the Grizzlies' loss to the Lakers in the playoffs and was subsequently traded to the Rockets. And Thunder guard Shy something scored 31 points for the Canadians as well.
That's impressive. I mean, I'm not surprised when you mentioned that they're all on NBA teams.
They're all of them here. And it looks like there's just merciless memeing going on online too from it.
What's funny too is that this country participates in like single level thinking where they're like, oh, this is funny. But what they're not thinking is by posting this, you're insulting the shit out of Canada. It's like maybe they were just good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like maybe they just were better. Imagine that.
So it says the Americans lost well before most of the United States was awake Sunday morning. but as soon as the internet saw the final score, it came out swinging.
Well, one thing's for sure. We'll throw on, fuck it. We're not even going to put on gloves. We're just going to bare knuckle it.
Oh, Canada.
Well, I say, well done, sir.
I don't know if we do well in that usually, but it's still fun. Rub, rub, rub.
You should. I mean, you should. Listen, I'm not the guy.
I hate basketball.
I'm the guy you can shit talk to, but you're not going to get any pleasure out of it because I'm just going to be like, you're right. We sucked. You win. You were better. So,
yeah.
Which always drove my father-in-law crazy because he was a Steelers fan.
We're
I
number
was a Browns
3
fan. And I just didn't care.
We're number 3. We're number 3. We're number 3.
Now, you tell me Sweeney Todd the musical or operetta sucks. I'm gonna fight you.
Yeah.
But sports,
you mess with a Beetlejuice production, I'm gonna fight you.
You're not wrong. I took more offense to that than the fact that Canada beat the entirety of the United States in a sport. I mean, if you're good, you're good. You know what I mean? Like the balls fell in the holes for one team more than the other. All right. Must be the healthcare.
Swish. Rich people get healthcare in the States, though.
Ish.
Well, they can afford it, so it's doesn't matter.
Not wrong. Well, everybody, thank you so much for tuning into BrewVerie, where we give you your daily news monthly. We appreciate you being here. Feel free to check us out on all the socials at Brew Crime, hard stop, at Brew Crime.
Yeah.
And you can also check us out on patreon.com/brewcrime. And you can support us. And that support goes to making this show better. We get better equipment. We get more time to do things. There's a lot of stuff that we would love to do. Patreon's the way to do it. Also, you can subscribe, rate, review, all the things.
Do the shit.
There's free ways to support as well. Also, you can just drop us a line if you have a suggestion or a story and you want to email us. Well, you can email brewcrime at pacificbeerchat.com. And you also can email me at jt@high5holly.com. And we would love to put your story on the show. So thanks, everybody.
Yes.
And insert stupid thing here. Da-da-da.
So make sure you behave or
Fuck around and find out.
And you might find yourself on next month's BrewVerie Report.
For all the sources for this episode of BrewVerie, head to BrewVerie True Crime Podcast or Brew Crime Podcast's feeds on your favorite podcast host. This has been a production of Brew Crime Podcast and BrewVerie True Crime.
Madison is on the air.
Do you love old-time radio?
Yes!
You know absolutely nothing about old-time radio.
Also yes.
Then Madison on the Air is for you. Follow Madison, a modern-day makeup influencer, as she zaps back into the golden age of radio. Every episode is standalone with a wide variety of genres to choose from, like detective noir.
You put the dick in private dick.
Superheroes.
So I am in the body of the Green Hornet.
Westerns.
Saloon fight. Now this is a Western.
Sci-fi.
Dude, the Martian's got a freaking heat ray.
Plus classic characters.
Toto. Oh, I gotta get that dog into an obedience class. Really digging Dracula's OG goth style. What if I killed freaking Sherlock Holmes?
And many more. Actual old-time radio scripts adapted.
It's like if the MST3K riff tracks guys were in the movies they riff.
Start at the beginning or jump around to any title that grabs you. New episodes premiere the first of every month.
Find us wherever you get your podcasts.
The politics. Do you have any of the other politics ones?
I don't. I do have one about military. I don't know if that falls into politics, though.
I kind of went international with military. I don't know, because I got one.
We might have the same one.
Probably not.
Does it involve a fighter jet?
Nope.
Oh, great. Well, then maybe we should move to international, even though that means it's America for me.
Let me just do one more.
Yeah.
All right. You wanted to move to Musk?
Well, I figured there was a transition there, and
yeah,
I forced it. It was forced.
Bit of a bad smell.
Did
you have any more science?
I do have one more.
let's do another one.
All right, let's do it. I'm gonna open it up right now. You know, we
All right, do we want to finish this episode out here?
yeah.
You play us out, sir.
Me. Oh my goodness.
You always do something stupid
It's
in a good way.
How is that any different than the entirety of the episode? Gmail. Nope. That's not right. Brew Crime at.